We got a wild show for you Lakers fans. We're going to be talking about it, a Colin Cowherd trade idea where he had the Lakers sending Anthony Davis to the Oklahoma City Thunder in an absolute blockbuster deal that would, definitely shake up the landscape of the NBA. But we're going to talk about it on today's show. But before we dive into it, I want you guys to give Anthony Davis a 2K rating for me. Scale it, 1 to 99. If I had to give AD a 2K rating, I would probably go around, I would give him a 93 overall. I think AD's, earned that. But you guys let me know. Give Anthony Davis a 2K rating in the comments section. All right, let's break this down. This was the trade idea Colin Cowherd put out there on his podcast earlier today on the Herd, and it was the Lakers receiving Jalen Williams, Cason Wallace, and 4 first-round picks for Anthony Davis. Let me check. It is June 21st. This is a June 21st trade idea thrown out there by Colin Cowherd. It's dead. He's doing this to get clicks, but let's see what he had to say. He said, just think about this. What is an organization with a ton of draft capital and a bunch of good young players? The Lakers have nobody in their prime except AD, and it's a late prime. The Lakers need shooters and wing defenders. Think about Oklahoma City. Skinny Chet Holmgren, they don't have enough girth to face Jokic or Karl Anthony Towns and Gobert. They need a big, and they have a ton of draft picks and surplus of good young players, and you're not winning championships with a bunch of good young players. I mean, this is just something, right? Like, this is something out of Colin Cowherd. I understand what he's saying, and this is obviously him coming at this from a Lakers perspective, his West Coast biases, showing all the time on the Herd, and I think that's where he's coming from here. But also, I think this is very interesting, and I will say this off the top. I think the Thunder would immediately reject this trade. They'll laugh at it. They're not even considering it for half a second. But it would give the Thunder an absolute wagon of a basketball team, over there in OKC. But first, I do want to look at this from the Thunder side of things. Like, even, let's just say the Thunder do this or don't do it. But, let's just take the hypothetical that they do bring in Anthony Davis. I actually want to bring in Colin Brown here. He's a diehard Oklahoma City Thunder fan. He knows the Thunder better than anybody else here at Chat Sports. Colin, I just want to get your reaction on this trade thrown out there by Colin.
I laughed. Literally, it's funny. Like, it's typical Colin Cowherd, hyping up the Lakers, only thinking it from his West Coast perspective.
Yep.
And just, it's mind-boggling from so many different angles. But the fact that, again, it's June 21st, man. He's trying to get clicks. Like, I don't even really want to dive into it other than the fact that, the part that was funniest about his quote was he said, what was it about Chet Holmgren? I'm going to pull this up on a fly.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, he literally said, they're big, or they don't have enough girth to face a Jokic or Karl Anthony Towns and Gobert. And Anthony Davis with his fragile knees.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a great point. That's a great point.
What are we doing here? And the fact that the draft capital is insane. Listen, Colin, love what you do. You're a great radio guy, clearly, but hey, man.
Yeah.
You might want to pack it up and send it to Utah until the freaking season starts, dude. I just can't believe it.
No, Colin, that was just – I just don't think he was – I also just don't think he understands how valuable Jalen Williams is on the open market right now. Like, Jalen Williams, he's got to be on a short list of young players with the most trade value in the league.
100%.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, we can check out this potential Thunder starting 5 that they would roll out there. I will make this note. This would be the greatest defensive team I think we've seen since the 1995, the second three-peat Bulls back in the 90s when they had Rodman, Ron Harper, Pippen, Jordan. But, man, they could throw out there SGA, Dort, Caruso, AD, Chet. This lineup would be ridiculous defensively. But honestly, if I was the Thunder, I would have rather just kept Jalen Williams in there and kept developing Cason Wallace and just kind of stay on the track that they are. And this gets me to this. Colin's just throwing this out there because the Thunder can do necessarily whatever they want. Whatever crazy trade idea for whatever player right now, the Thunder have the best offer. They can do anything they want. They can attach a ridiculous amount of draft picks. If they wanted to, they could attach 2 ridiculously good young players in Jalen Williams and Cason Wallace. But Colin, I just thought this was funny. Now we'll take a look at this from the Lakers side of things here in a second, but let me know, would you accept this trade if you're a Lakers fan? I hope you would be typing your A's for accept down in the comment section, but you guys let me know your thoughts on this deal. Give me an A for accept or give me a D for decline. So let's take the Lakers side of this now because, Colin obviously was looking at this with the, Lakers perspective, and I'll just say this. It would be an absolute fleece. Like, if that was what you got for a 31-year-old Anthony Davis, and, the thing is, I'm, laughing to myself because I can't even take this seriously right now because this would be a trade that would never go down, but, it would be a fleece job by the Lakers, no doubt about it. I mean, you'd be getting two of the best young players in the NBA. And, Cason Wallace, obviously the stats aren't going to show it, but I think he is going to be one of the best backup guards, in the NBA for the foreseeable future. And, Jalen Williams, he reminds me of a young Paul George, and I love his game. He's super smooth. Obviously, his game didn't elevate in the postseason. It kind of stayed the same. If not, it did take a step back. But, he had a ridiculous sophomore campaign. Keep that in mind. Sophomore year. This was his second year in the NBA, and he put up almost 20 a game, ridiculously efficient from the field and from downtown as well. And also, the advanced numbers back up Jalen Williams. Every, analytic team, in the NBA is probably looking at Jalen Williams as, their calling card, to what they want their players to be. 43.4% on catch and shoot. 52.9 on the pull-up middies this season, and from the free throw line down, 60.5%. Ridiculous. But Cason Wallace is just as good. Catch and shoot three-pointers this season, 44.2%. Pull-up midi, 46%. Free throw line down, floaters, layups, 61.3%. So this trade for the Lakers, it would be an absolute fleece, and what's so funny about this deal and just Colin throwing it out there is one, I think he's overvaluing Anthony Davis's, just value on the open market, no doubt about it, and Jalen Williams. And this may sound ludicrous, but I think Jalen Williams right now has more value than Anthony Davis in a trade. Jalen Williams, let me look this up, how old he is right now. Pretty sure he's damn near, 21 years old. Jalen Williams is 21 years old, and he was having this type of production. And Anthony Davis is, I believe, 31 years old with the injury history. 31 years old. You got to think AD at some point, with all the injuries he's had throughout his career, he is going to hit a wall eventually. So, Colin, I appreciate you, giving me something to talk about and kind of chuckle about, but it will just never happen. It would never ever happen. But just want to say thank you guys so much for watching today's show. Just decided to have some fun on a Friday here on the Lakers Report. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, lock us in. Shout out to Colin for joining us on today's program, and we'll see you guys next time. Go Lakers.